I'm Ali Rodriguez. Here with Richland Student Media. I'm the editor-in-chief of the newspaper.
Awesome.
I am from Brazil, so I don't vote here.
Okay.
But I do believe that a lot of people say we don't talk about politics because, you know, like we get a fight and stuff. But no, we need to talk. Look where we are right now.
Very big election happening in Brazil.
Yeah, big.
And obviously very
I'm
influenced
sorry.
by what's happening here in the U.S. So, you know, the U.S. and what's happening in politics here has a massive impact on what is acceptable around the world and in other countries. And you are all battling right now to kind of keep your own Trumpian dictator out of office.
We've been crying a lot there, me and my friends, but we are trying to speak more. So
Yes.
we need to talk.
Yeah, your voice is heard no matter where you are, though.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Christian Rodriguez. I am the club president of Achieving Latino Academic Success.
Awesome.
And I am here today because from your status, I want to know what you think about, of course, politics and everything, but also because Hispanics are considered minorities, but majorities by 2020. And from the point, still, Latinos don't think that they have a voice. And we have 25% eligible voters here in Texas, and yet not all of them choose to go out there because they think their vote doesn't matter. And we want to hear from your point of view, why does it matter, especially for a minority?
Hi, I'm Edward Cisse. I'm from the Middle Achievement Program. Well, I'm here because I just want to know, as a black man, why is it important for me to vote? Because I just became citizen 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Well, I kind of missed the deadline, but next election I'll be able to vote. I got you.
You good? You good for the next one?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got you.
Hi, I'm Zaria Buchanan. I'm the representative of the Black Student Association. I'm here today because I feel like, you know, the black people in our country feel like it's kind of that their voice isn't being heard. You know, like you said before, that our voice doesn't matter and that politics can't change with our opinions. So I'd like to hear, you know, your opinions on that, like as we move the conversation forward.
Amazing.
Hi, my name is Kimberly, and I'm from the Asian Student Association. And essentially, the U.S. Census said something about Asian Americans being the fastest growing, a racial group, one of the fastest growing groups, period, in the last decade. But then you look at the you look at the ballots, and you look at them, and you don't see us coming out to vote. And so it makes you question, like, do we have any concerns? Of course we do, and that, I don't know. I'm just here just to trying to find out, like, how can we rally up our fellow, like, Asian Americans and other minorities to vote.
Hi, my name is Michaela Logan, and I'm here representing WIN, which is Women's Initiative Networking. And I'm just interested to hear y'all's viewpoint on women's rights in our society today, you know, with a lot of things going on with Title IX and stuff like that.
My name is Avery, and I'm the president of the LGBTQ plus club here called Pride at Richland College. And I'm here to be a voice and to get you guys' viewpoints on why it's important for the LGBT community to vote.
Yes. Yes.
Hello, my name is Sandra Baumgartner, and I have the honor of serving Texas as the state president of student government.
Wow.
My parents and their generation, they vote in droves. 70, 80, 90% of them go out and vote every election, even if it's just for a city bond. My generation, we're lucky if we turn out 30% for a presidential election. So why I'm here today is to work with all three of you to turn out my generation to go vote. I'm glad to say that I have already gone and voted.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaya. I'm the president of Student Government Association here at Richland College. It's wonderful to have you guys.
Thank you.
Well, sadly, I can't vote because I'm not a citizen yet. I will be soon, but
Don't worry, I voted for you.
So that's a point.
yeah. And I would love to vote, but it kills me to see so many people don't vote because they feel like their voices aren't heard when they do vote, or it's not easy for them. And I want it to be easy for them. I want them to feel like they should vote, and I know you three can help us with that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we
Oh my gosh.
Y'all are so well spoken.
Yeah, I'm Liza Koshy. I look like I'm a part of the student body. I would have graduated. Thank you.
You can be.
No, but I'm just honored to be able to sit with these women today. I am not a politician. I'm not going to be able to answer the questions in the most eloquent way possible. That's why they are here behind their hype woman. But I am representing a young brown woman who is also a voter. And I am a voice. I'm half Indian, Asian American. So I'm here. Yeah, hey, there we go. We represent. Hey, there we go. No, but I'm here to represent that voice. And I have this amazing platform and an audience. And no matter how big or how small your platform may be, please use it, because it is another form of using your voice. And I said something out there earlier about how voting is a lot easier than marching. And you can have that voice heard, and you don't have to yell and scream to have it heard. You just need a ticket on the ballot, So I'm very proud to be here today, and I can't answer any direct questions, but I just want to say that I'm with you. I am, in this demographic as well. I am confused. I am scared, and I do feel a little uneducated at times. But that's why we have Google. All right, that's why we have the internet. It's not just for Twitter and your opinions, but make sure to educate yourself. All right.
Yeah.
I'll pass the baton now.
I'm America Ferrera, and I just want to say, I'm going to beat Liza out of saying that she doesn't know, because she does know, and we all know. Yeah. We know the truth about our lives. We know the issues that we live in our lives, and that is what politics is. We have been taught to feel like our lives are somehow this thing completely outside of what politics is, and there's this big iron door, and you only get in there with a law degree and a lot of money, and that's not the truth. The truth is the air we breathe is political. The water we drink is political. Your school tuition is political. How much debt you're going to have when you graduate is political. Whether your parents have to work till they're 80 or if they get to retire at 60 is political. Our lives are impacted by every single decision that our elected officials are making, but they don't look like us and they don't live lives like us, and that's wrong. That's just fundamentally wrong. Our government needs to look more like this. This is America. Our faces is America. And I think that what Liza is talking about, the fact that so many of us feel like we don't know enough, like we're confused, like we're not educated enough, we don't quite know what the electoral college means, and what is that word gerrymandering? That sounds crazy. That's not what we need to understand is that confusion is by design. Because the more we stay home, the more people in power stay in power.
That's true.
And we have to start breaking through that haziness for ourselves and for our peers and find language that speaks to each other. It's not about fancy words and eloquence and articulation. It's about what's the truth. And you all know the truth. When our elected officials are voting on healthcare, or they're voting on LGBTQ rights, or they're voting on immigration, they're voting about us, our families. And we were talking about this in the car earlier. Elections are job reviews. We employ elected officials. And it's time for us to review their job. Now, if we say, oh, we don't really care how you've been doing, we're just not going to show up for the job review, keep doing whatever you're doing, that's going to be someone who's got a lot of free reign and power. And maybe there are some good people who are going to do the right thing with that power, and maybe there are a lot of people who aren't going to do the right thing with that power, because they're not being held accountable. So it's our job to show up and vote. And I love all the issues that are represented in here. LGBTQ, Asian American, Latino, Black men. It's wonderful for us to know ourselves, know our identities, and fight for our causes and our people. But it's also so important that we understand that we're all the same. And we all want the same things. We want to live lives with dignity and opportunity, and we want our families and the people we love to be safe. That's the bottom line, right? And a lot of us aren't just one thing. You can be LGBTQ, Muslim, Latino, and Black all at the same time. That's America. That's America. That's what we are. And so it's so wonderful to hear all the work you're all doing for the causes and the issues that touch you. But there's also power in this, in the coming together, and you all showing up for one another and reaching across and saying, oh, I am you, you are me. And it's powerful to see people showing up together. Not, oh, Alicia shows up for Black issues, and America shows up for Latino issues, and Liza shows up for Indian, half-white issues. Like, we don't have to put ourselves in those boxes. Because right now, if we fight this fight on our own, we all lose.
Yeah.
And the only way we win back dignity in this country for all Americans is if we stand together. And that's what voting day is about. It's about us standing up and saying no to the blatant attacks on what we know America to be. And that's all at stake. All of it. Everything you've ever thought or known or thought you knew about America is at stake. And it's on the ballot. And so I know that you are all going to register and vote if you're able. But it can't stop there. You have to close that gap between the education and your peers, your family members, your community, knocking on doors. And this is something you don't have to be American to do. You can knock on doors and say, I can't vote, so vote for me.
That's
Right?
a deep. I think that's a really deep thing to say, you know, and that's a really, and to your point, I think that's what you're actually saying. She was saying that it hurts you to see that people wouldn't exercise this right that we have, and this right that so many people have died for, so many people have fought for, and that is on the verge of being taken away from us in so many ways because we keep not showing up, because we keep kind of coming back to that same thing about how like it doesn't really matter and you see what happens anyway, and so why would I? And one of the things we were saying, and I understand that feeling. Shit, I do. I mean, sometimes I'm like, are we serious? Like, are we still here? But I think that's what is like so powerful, because there is a lot, in a lot of ways, we can see that we haven't come as far as maybe we once hoped we had. But I think that reality is a wake-up call. That's a wake-up call, because who is in charge of that? We are. You know, how we're looking at each other and how we're reacting to each other, how we're loving each other, how we're speaking to each other, how we're allowing each other to be spoken to, our friends to speak to each other. That's a part of either the problem or the solution, you know? And so I think that that's one of the things we were saying was just how we hope that it doesn't take where something horrible is happening directly to you for you to care that this happens to people in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like to say that whenever we are choosing to, I have to look to the other people too, not just me, what makes me better. I have to look at the community and like, oh, okay, so will that affect just me or will affect everyone? So all my decisions had to think about everyone around me. So this is something I'm always thinking about. Sometimes like I can consider white in my country. I have my privilege, but what about them? What about the people who don't have privilege? Will that affect them? Will that help them? So I think we should also think about this too. Think about the next person.
Absolutely, and I think one of the reasons why, you know, and I know they're trying to wrap us up, but one of the reasons why you know that your vote matters and your voice matters so much is because they are literally trying to stop us from voting. They are trying yes, it's the they, are trying to stop us, make us feel insignificant, make us continue to feel like it doesn't matter, actually putting things in place that make it hard to vote with student ID. That America was just telling us that you cannot vote with student ID. You have to have the proper other type of, like, I didn't know that wasn't a proper ID. But like things like this matter. Why? Because you are so powerful, because we are so powerful, and because particularly young people and black and brown people and everybody in between is the largest demographic that are coming in droves to change everything. And they're like, oh no! They're coming, and they can't stop us.
That's true.
And so that's how you know we're so powerful. We were talking about that in the car too, and that's a really empowering feeling. And you shouldn't let nobody take your power away.
That's true.
Like the minute somebody tries to take my power away, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because that is like, no, you don't have control over me.
We were saying it's like throwing a party and like there's that one friend who you have to invite but you really don't want them to come, so you just don't text them and invite them. That's how they treat our community. But then they go an extra step forward and they slash her tires so she can't come to the party, you know, and they're slashing our tires so we can't come to the party.
We got Uber.
That's right.
We got Lyft because Lyft is giving free rides to the polls.
Wow.
But none of you and any of your peers watching this have to even get a Lyft because there's an early voting site on your campus.
Right.
So
That's
do
right.
that.
Crash that party.
Y'all gonna go vote today?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you gotta crash that
Crash that party.
I mean, I'm getting my friends to go vote.
What was that site that you were just looking at? Because I recently looked at ballotready.org, and it gives you put in your state, and it gives you the candidates that are in your state.
Yeah, I got it.
And what's the one you were looking at?
The one I was taking a look at.
Vote.org or something?
Vote.org is a great one too. I was checking out the scam.org. The scam, you can actually sign up and it will send you, just like a quick brief of, the news every single day. But if you want to go to the scam and look up the cheat sheet ballot, you can actually put in your physical address, the one that you're registered under, and it will give you basically an entire cheat sheet of what a U.S. governor is, what a U.S. senator is, what your representatives do, who they are, who's running, the Republican, the Democrat, the Independent, who's running, and give you a complete rundown because it's very, very easy to educate yourself. You just got to go and do it.
That's right.
Yeah. It breaks it down very easily. So plug the skim.
The website that I always push is the Texas League of Women Voters websites.
Oh,
yeah.
I've been working with them for the last year. They are fantastic ladies. Hi, Barbara. Their website has a whole bunch of nonpartisan information on every candidate who's running. You just like with the skin, you put in your physical address, and it will give you a full list of all of the candidates who are running, from governor, U.S. senator, down to dog catcher.
Yes.
Nice.
Another thing I want to say is, for now, you all should be, we're going to be wrapped up, but for now, you all should be doing everything you can to get people who represent you elected, and in a couple years, I want to see you on the ballot. Like, literally, not kind of you.
So what do y'all think about that? What do you think about actually potentially running and being a part of civics in that way where you can really be the change you want to see?
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, that's okay. The reason I'm in college, my major is political science. And thank God I'm a citizen, so I can run for office in the future and represent my state. And change this community and all this divideness and just unite the people. Because I feel like we all need leaders that can unite, not divide. Because like I said up there, I was like, united we stand, divided we fall. So, so that's what all the forefathers stand for. So if we have leaders that were just like, oh, you're not doing nothing, like, oh, I don't care about whatever. I mean, what's the big deal you being in? Representing us. So that's
excellent.
I want to thank you guys for coming here. So we got you gift bags to become official Thunder Ducks, which is our mascot.
Right.
Where's Thunder Dog? Thank you.
Oh, and it's perfect.
That's they're all like
For you.
Thank you very much. So sweet. Is that school paper?
Thank you.
We need to put it there because I was at Brady. I know you guys have We're surprised for that though. And I recently wrote about marches and how people are stepping in as women and other people. So I like you guys.
I heard 2 alarms go off.
A lot of Is that a message?
You guys are amazing. This was amazing.
Yeah, seriously,
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. Thanks for coming.